Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered why some guys seem to have women completely hooked, while others are constantly left trying ladies figure out what went wrong? Here's the thing, it's not always about the flashy stuff or even just about looking good. There are deeper emotional triggers that women have, things that, when you get them right, will make her fall for you in ways you never imagined. In this speech, I'm about to reveal 4 emotional turn-ons that women crave more than anything, and they go way beyond the physical. These are the secret keys to unlocking a woman's heart, and when you understand them, you'll have a connection that's not just temporary, but lasting. Stick around, because what I'm about to share will completely change the way you approach relationships, and trust me, you don't want to miss this. Let's talk about something that goes way deeper than the surface level, something many men miss out on when they're trying to understand women's emotional security. It's one of the most powerful emotional turn-ons that women have. And it's not about being protective or controlling, but rather about making her feel safe in the relationship. Emotional security comes when she knows that no matter what, you've got her back. It's that deep understanding that you're not going anywhere, that you're not just with her for a season, but you're in it for the long haul. And honestly, that's something every woman longs for, even if she doesn't always show it. When a woman feels emotionally secure, she can relax. She can be her true, authentic self without constantly worrying about whether you're going to judge her or leave her. She doesn't have to guess where she stands with you. She knows. And that certainty allows her to open up in ways that she wouldn't with anyone else. The truth is, women crave stability in their relationships. Then they want to know that the person they're with isn't going to walk out at the first sign of trouble. They want to feel like they can be vulnerable, express their emotions, and not have to worry about being criticized or misunderstood. But emotional security doesn't just mean being consistent in your actions. It also means being consistent in how you treat her day in and day out. It's about being reliable, not just when things are good, but when things get tough. If you're there for her during the hard times, if she knows you'll stand by her side, when life gets messy, that creates a bond that goes beyond physical attraction. When she feels emotionally secure, you're not just her lover, you're her rock. And that's a rare thing to find in a relationship. You can be the best looking guy in the room or have the most money, but if a woman doesn't feel safe with you emotionally, none of that matters. So, how do you create this emotional security? Well, it's about being trustworthy. It's about showing up when you say you will, keeping your promises, and being honest, even when the truth is hard to hear. Trust is the foundation of emotional security, and without it, any relationship is bound to crumble. But when a woman feels that she can trust you, not just with her heart, but with her vulnerabilities, you become someone she values beyond measure. You become her safe space. And let's not forget how important it is to listen. Listening isn't just about hearing the words that come out of her mouth. It's about understanding what she's really saying. When you truly listen to her, when you pay attention to what she's feeling and what she needs, it tells her that you care about her as a whole person, not just as a companion. It shows her that you respect her emotions and that you're invested in her well-being. You see, women want to feel secure, not just in terms of finances or stability, but in terms of how they feel with you. If you're constantly making her wonder where you stand or if she's going to be left hanging, she'll pull away. But when she feels that emotional security, she can open up to you in ways that build a deeper connection. She's more likely to invest her time and energy into the relationship, because she knows you're not going anywhere. Emotional security is something that can't be faked. You can't just say the right words and expect it to happen. It takes consistent actions, and it takes being emotionally available yourself. You need to show that you're capable of being open and vulnerable with her too. It's about building a relationship that's not just about physical attraction, but about a deep emotional connection that makes her feel like she's cherished and valued. And when she feels that, trust me, she'll be more committed to you than you ever thought possible. So, if you want to truly connect with a woman, if you want to build a relationship that lasts, focus on providing emotional security. Make her feel safe, supported, and understood. Show her that you're reliable, trustworthy, and consistent. And above all, show her that no matter what happens, you've got her back emotionally, mentally, and physically. When you do this, you'll be amazed at the connection that grows between you two. It's the kind of bond that goes beyond the surface and creates something deeper, more meaningful, and more lasting. The second emotional turn on that is often more powerful than sex for women is genuine appreciation. Now, let me break it down for you because many men misunderstand this concept. Women love to feel appreciated, but not just for the obvious things like when they look good or when they do something for you. Genuine appreciation goes deeper. It's about recognizing the effort she puts into the little things, the effort she makes to support you, the energy she invests in the relationship. It's about letting her know that you see her for all that she is and all that she does, not just on the surface level, but on a deeper, more emotional level. Now, it's easy to take a lot of things for granted in a relationship. You may think that because you're with her, you don't need to keep reminding her how special she is. But trust me, she still needs to hear it. Every woman wants to feel valued, not just because she's attractive or because she's doing something for you, but because of who she is as a person. She wants to be appreciated for her intelligence, her humor, her kindness, her strengths, and even her vulnerabilities. When you show her that you value all of her, she starts to feel seen, and that is one of the most powerful ways to connect with her on an emotional level. Now, appreciation isn't just about words. It's about actions. Compliments are great, but showing appreciation goes far beyond just saying the right things. It's about acknowledging the effort she puts into things. It's about the small gestures, the things you do to show her that you care. Maybe it's remembering something important to her and bringing it up when she least expects it, or it's taking the time to thank her for the things she does without expecting anything in return. It could even be as simple as telling her how much you admire her work ethic or the way she handles challenges. These are the moments where appreciation becomes powerful. It's when you show her that you recognize the qualities that make her unique and that you're grateful for them. Women want to feel like they matter, like they're making a difference in your life. When you're consistently showing appreciation for her, it creates an emotional bond that builds trust. It's not about flattery or saying empty words. It's about the sincere recognition of her worth. A woman doesn't want to feel like she's just another person in your life. She wants to feel like she's your priority, like she's the one who lights up your world, and when you appreciate her, you make her feel that way. This genuine appreciation also shows her that you're emotionally mature. When you're emotionally available and you appreciate her on a deeper level, you're showing her that you're secure enough in the relationship to acknowledge her value without needing to be praised for your own actions. That creates a strong emotional connection because it's built on respect, admiration, and mutual understanding. And let's be honest, Nothing is more attractive to a woman than knowing that you see her for who she truly is, and that you appreciate the person she's becoming, not just the person you want her to be. Appreciation also builds confidence in the relationship. Women want to feel secure, not just emotionally, but also in the way they relate to their partner. When they feel appreciated, they're more likely to open up and invest more emotionally in the relationship. The more you appreciate her, the more she'll feel comfortable being vulnerable with you. She'll feel safe in expressing herself, knowing that you respect and appreciate her for all that she is, not just the parts that are convenient or easy to love. And don't think that appreciation is something that can be done once and then forgotten. It's not a one-time thing, it's a continuous process. Women need to hear that you appreciate them regularly, not just during special occasions, but in the day-to-day moments. It's in the way you speak to her when things are going well, and it's also in the way you lift her up when times are tough. It's about making her feel special, not just when she's doing something for you, but every day, in every way. The little acts of appreciation, those small acknowledgments, go a long way in making a woman feel like she's not just another person in your life. She'll feel like she's the person who matters most to you. So, fellas, if you want to have a real impact on the woman in your life, start showing her genuine appreciation. Don't wait for a special occasion to remind her how special she is. Show her day in and day out how much you value her, and you'll notice how that emotional connection deepens. The more you show her that you appreciate all the little things she does, the more she'll be drawn to you, and the more likely she'll fall even deeper in love with you. Because when a woman feels genuinely appreciated, that's when she feels truly seen, and that's when she can't help but be drawn closer to you. The third emotional turn on that is often more powerful than sex for women is emotional security. Now, let's break this down, because a lot of men don't realize just how crucial this is to a woman. Emotional security is all about feeling safe, understood, and supported in the relationship. It's the foundation that allows love to grow. Without emotional security, there can't be a deep emotional connection. Women need to know that they can trust you, that you'll be there for them through thick and thin, and that they can open up to you without fear of judgment or rejection. When she feels emotionally secure, she feels safe enough to express her true self, and that's when the bond between the two of you can deepen. You see, women have a deep need for emotional stability in a relationship. They want to know that they are loved unconditionally without the fear of the relationship changing overnight. They want to feel confident that their partner is going to stick around no matter what challenges may arise. This emotional security doesn't just come from words, it comes from actions. It's how you handle stress together, how you communicate, how you provide comfort during tough times. When a woman feels like she can rely on you to have her back, that you're someone she can count on no matter the circumstances, it creates an emotional connection that is more intimate than anything physical. The need for emotional security is a huge part of what women look for in a relationship. Then the government, they don't want to feel like they're walking on eggshells or like they have to constantly worry about whether or not you're still going to be there for them. Emotional security comes from creating a safe space where they can be vulnerable and where they can trust that you'll be supportive. This means that you're not just showing up when things are easy, but you're sticking around when things get tough. When a woman feels that emotional security, she can completely relax, knowing that she doesn't have to constantly second guess her relationship. This allows her to open up on a deeper level and invest in the relationship more fully. Now, I want to make one thing clear. Emotional security isn't just about providing her with physical comfort. It's about being emotionally present and stable. It's being able to communicate in a way that makes her feel heard and understood. It's about showing her that her feelings matter, even when she might be upset, anxious, or unsure. When she knows that you'll listen to her without dismissing her emotions or belittling them, it builds a trust that goes beyond what physical attraction can offer. A woman wants to feel like she's not just another person in your life, but that she's the one you're emotionally invested in. When emotional security is in place, it creates a level of closeness that allows the relationship to thrive. It means that when she's going through a hard time, she doesn't feel alone. She knows she can rely on you to be there emotionally, to help her process her feelings, and to support her without hesitation. This emotional safety also helps her feel comfortable being vulnerable and letting her guard down, because she knows that you're not going to use her vulnerabilities against her or abandon her when she's at her most raw. Instead, you'll offer her understanding and compassion, and that level of emotional intimacy is more powerful than any physical connection could ever be. Let's take a moment to think about how emotional security plays out in real life. For example, when life throws challenges her way, whether it's work stress, personal struggles, or family issues, does she feel like she can come to you and lean on you? Or does she feel like she's got to carry all the weight on her own? If she feels safe enough to open up to you and express her worries without fear of judgment or a dismissive response, then you're creating emotional security. And when she knows you've got her back, no matter what, that's when she will feel most connected to you on a deep level. Another important aspect of emotional security is consistency. If your actions align with your words, it reassures her that you're serious about the relationship and that she can trust you. This means not playing games, not being emotionally distant, and not making her question your intentions. When a woman knows that you're reliable, dependable, and emotionally present, it makes her feel confident in the future of the relationship. She'll stop wondering if you're going to pull away, and instead, she'll know that she can count on you to always show up for her. Emotional security also means being able to weather the storms together. Every relationship will face tough times. That's inevitable. But what separates those relationships that thrive from those that fall apart is the ability to support each other during the hard times. A woman wants to feel like she's not in this alone. When you show her that you can face challenges together with mutual respect and understanding, it strengthens the bond between you both. Emotional security doesn't mean that everything will always be perfect. It means that no matter what happens, you have each other's backs. So, men, if you want to truly build an emotional connection that goes beyond the surface level, you have to provide emotional security. Be the rock she can rely on. Be the person she feels safe with. Show her that her feelings matter. And let her know that you're in this for the long haul. When you provide emotional security, you're building the foundation for a relationship that can withstand any challenge and grow stronger over time. That emotional connection will create a bond that is more powerful than any other, and it will make her feel truly loved and valued. The fourth emotional turn on that is more powerful than sex for women is being able to make her feel seen and appreciated. Now, this is crucial, and it's something a lot of men overlook. Women want to feel like they're more than just another person in the room. They want to know that you truly see them for who they are, beyond the surface level. They need to feel appreciated, not just for what they do, but for who they are at their core. When a woman feels like you truly see her, Like you notice the small things that others might miss, it creates an emotional bond that goes beyond anything physical. Think about it. How often do you take the time to genuinely acknowledge the things she's doing in her life, big or small? Whether she's juggling work, taking care of the home, or pursuing her passions, women appreciate being seen for their efforts. But it's not just about recognizing the hard work she puts in, it's about recognizing the little things that make her who she is. It's noticing how she smiles when she's excited, how her eyes light up when she talks about her dreams, or how she cares for those around her. This acknowledgement shows her that you see her as an individual, not just as a partner or someone filling a role in your life. This level of appreciation is a huge emotional turn on because it shows that you're paying attention. You're noticing the things that matter to her. And it's not just about the compliments, though they're important. It's about recognizing her value in all aspects of life. When she feels seen, she knows you value her beyond just the relationship you share. You respect her independence, her strengths, and the uniqueness that makes her who she is. Now, it's important to understand that this isn't about doing something for her just to get her attention or approval. It's about recognizing her for who she truly is without any ulterior motive. Compliments can only go so far, but true appreciation goes deeper. It's about making her feel like she matters to you, not just because of the things she does for you, but because of the person she is. When you make her feel like the little things she does don't go unnoticed, it strengthens the connection you share. Women thrive on validation, but it's the kind of validation that comes from being seen as a whole person. It's the understanding that she's more than just her looks or her ability to cook a meal or make you laugh. It's the acknowledgement of her thoughts, ideas, and individuality. And when you recognize this, you're giving her something far more valuable than any fleeting physical attraction. You're giving her emotional security and depth. She feels like she can be her true self around you, knowing that you accept and appreciate her for who she is. Being seen and appreciated doesn't just mean pointing out her achievements. It also means recognizing her emotions, her vulnerabilities, and the way she carries herself through life. When you understand and acknowledge how she feels, it shows her that you're emotionally intelligent enough to connect with her on a deeper level. This is a turn-on that's more powerful than any physical gesture because it speaks to her need for emotional connection and validation. In a world where women are often expected to play multiple roles and juggle so many responsibilities, making her feel seen and appreciated can be incredibly powerful. It's a reminder that she's not invisible, that her efforts and qualities matter. It's about taking the time to acknowledge the things she does without waiting for her to point them out first. Sometimes it's as simple as noticing the way she carries herself when she's stressed or how she makes the world around her brighter. When you show that you're paying attention to these things, it makes her feel special, valued, and loved. Now, making her feel appreciated doesn't mean showering her with compliments all the time, but it does mean taking the time to express your gratitude and acknowledgement. A simple, "I see how hard you've been working," or "I love the way you handle things," can go a long way. These little gestures make her feel seen in a way that transcends the superficial. She'll begin to feel like she's truly being recognized for the person she is rather than just the role she plays in your life. Remember, this kind of appreciation needs to be genuine. If you're just doing it for the sake of doing it, she'll see right through it. Women are incredibly intuitive, and they can tell when you're being sincere. This is why it's so important to make sure that your words and actions match your intentions. When you genuinely acknowledge her efforts and qualities, she'll feel a connection to you that goes beyond the physical level. When a woman feels seen and appreciated, she feels more confident in herself and in the relationship. She knows that you recognize her worth and that she's not just someone filling space in your life. She's an integral part of it. This level of appreciation deepens the emotional bond and makes her more likely to invest emotionally in the relationship. She feels secure in knowing that you value her for all the right reasons. And when she feels this way, she'll be more likely to reciprocate that emotional investment and make the relationship even stronger. In the end, the power of feeling seen and appreciated is that it gives her a sense of worth that goes beyond any external validation. It reinforces her sense of self-esteem and shows her that she is not just a partner, but a person who is truly valued for who she is. And that, my friends, is a connection that goes beyond anything physical. It's a deep emotional bond that strengthens the foundation of the relationship and makes it truly meaningful. The fifth emotional turn on for women, one that is more powerful than sex, is emotional stability. Now, I know what you're thinking, emotional stability. What does that have to do with attraction? Let me tell you, this is the foundation of any healthy, lasting relationship. Women are naturally drawn to men who can handle their emotions, remain calm under pressure, and are not easily shaken by the ups and downs of life. When you can maintain your composure, express yourself clearly, and manage your emotions effectively, it shows her that you're not just a man who can react impulsively, but a man who can stand firm and steady in the face of life's challenges. Let me break it down for you. Think about the times when life gets tough. Maybe you face a stressful situation at work, or you're dealing with a disagreement with a friend or family member. How do you react? Do you fly off the handle? Do you get angry or shut down? Women pay close attention to how a man handles difficult situations. If you allow yourself to get consumed by anger or frustration, it sends the message that you're not emotionally stable and can't be trusted to stay calm when the pressure is on. On the other hand, if you're able to stay composed, handle conflict with maturity, and approach challenges with a level head, that is incredibly attractive. It shows her that you are a strong, dependable person who doesn't let external stressors dictate your behavior. When she sees that you can stay grounded, she feels more secure, and that emotional security is an incredibly powerful turn on. Women want a partner who is emotionally dependable, someone they can rely on when life gets tough. The last thing they want is to feel like they have to walk on eggshells around you, unsure of how you'll react to even the smallest things. Being emotionally stable doesn't mean you can't feel emotions or that you should bottle everything up inside. It's about how you express those emotions. A man who is emotionally stable knows how to communicate his feelings without letting them control his actions. He knows how to express his frustrations or disappointments calmly and rationally without blaming or lashing out at others. This level of emotional intelligence shows maturity, and maturity is one of the most attractive qualities you can possess. It shows that you're not only in control of your own emotions, but that you can handle the emotions of those around you with empathy and respect. Think about the times when you've been in a heated argument with someone. How did you react? Did you yell, become defensive, or shut down completely? Now, think about how you would feel if your partner reacted to conflict in the same way. Would you feel secure in that relationship, or would you feel uncertain, anxious, or even scared? Women feel the same way. If they know you're the type of person who can stay calm, listen to their concerns, and engage in constructive conversation rather than getting defensive or aggressive, it shows them that you are emotionally mature and can handle life's challenges without taking it out on those around you. This emotional stability also translates into your ability to be consistent in your actions and words. Women are drawn to men who can be counted on to follow through on their promises and commitments. If you say you're going to do something, do it. If you say you'll be there for her, show up. Emotional stability means being consistent in how you treat others and how you show up for them. It's about not being hot and cold, but reliable and steady, which creates a sense of safety and security in the relationship. A woman needs to know that when times get tough, she can depend on you to keep your word, stay emotionally composed, and offer support, not chaos. Emotional stability also fosters a sense of trust. When a woman knows that you won't lose your temper over something minor or react impulsively in the heat of the moment, it builds trust in the relationship. She knows that she can be vulnerable with you without the fear of your emotions spiraling out of control. This trust allows to open up to you on a deeper level, knowing that you won't judge her or use her vulnerabilities against her. In a relationship, trust is everything, and emotional stability is the bedrock of that trust. When she feels that you are emotionally stable, she feels safe to invest her emotions in you without fear of being hurt or let down. Now, this doesn't mean that you should suppress your emotions or pretend that everything is always perfect. Women appreciate a man who can be honest about his feelings, but they're also looking for someone who can navigate difficult situations without being overwhelmed by them. Emotional stability is about balance. It's about knowing when to express your feelings and when to hold back, when to be vulnerable and when to be strong. It's about being able to manage your emotions in a way that promotes a healthy, supportive relationship, not one filled with unnecessary drama or tension. Finally, emotional stability makes you an attractive partner because it shows her that you're not looking to her to solve your emotional problems. You're taking responsibility for your own emotions, which shows maturity and independence. Women want a partner who is not dependent on them for emotional validation or stability. They want someone who can stand on their own 2 feet, handle life's challenges, and be a source of emotional support for others without being overwhelmed by their own struggles. So, when you become emotionally stable, you're not just improving yourself as a partner, you're also creating a stronger, healthier relationship built on trust, security, and mutual respect. Emotional stability isn't just a turn on for women, it's the foundation of a lasting, meaningful connection. When she sees that you can maintain your composure and handle life's ups and downs, she knows that she's found someone who will stand by her side through thick and thin. That emotional security is more powerful than anything physical and creates a deep emotional bond that lasts. The 6th emotional turn on for women, one that can have a deeper impact than sex, is vulnerability. Now, I know that vulnerability is a word that many men might shy away from, thinking it shows weakness or lack of strength. But let me tell you, this could not be further from the truth. Vulnerability, when shown correctly, is one of the most powerful tools in creating a deep, emotional connection with a woman. It's the act of opening up and showing the real, raw side of yourself, the side that's not always polished, the side that experiences fear, sadness, or uncertainty. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable with a woman, you are essentially showing her that you trust her with your true self, and that can create a profound bond. When a man is willing to let down his guard and share his fears, insecurities, dreams, or struggles, it humanizes him. Women at their core are looking for a partner they can connect with on a deep emotional level. They don't just want to see the strong, confident exterior that you show the world. They want to know the real you, the one who has flaws, the one who has faced challenges, and the one who has the courage to speak about it. This kind of openness makes you more relatable and emotionally available to her, and that is incredibly attractive. Think about it. When you share your vulnerabilities with someone, it creates an environment of trust and intimacy. It's the moment when a woman feels safe enough to open up herself, knowing that you're not going to judge her or dismiss her feelings. It's mutual emotional exposure. And while the idea of sharing your vulnerabilities might seem intimidating at first, it actually strengthens the relationship. The deeper the emotional connection, the more secure the bond between you. It shows that you are not afraid of emotional intimacy and that you are capable of both giving and receiving love in its purest, most authentic form. Now, when we talk about vulnerability, I'm not saying you should cry on demand or air every single emotional thought you have. Vulnerability isn't about being weak or needy. It's about sharing parts of yourself that are real and human. This can be as simple as talking about a past experience that hurt you, revealing your dreams for the future, or admitting that you don't have all the answers. When you're open in this way, it allows her to see that you trust her enough to show your flaws, and that kind of trust is a powerful emotional magnet. When she sees that you're not trying to hide behind a mask of perfection, it makes her feel closer to you. Women often admire men who are able to open up and speak about their vulnerabilities because it reflects emotional strength, not weakness. You might think that showing vulnerability will make you seem less manly or less attractive, but the truth is the opposite. Then vulnerability shows her that you are secure enough in who you are to let go of the need to appear perfect all the time. Women value a man who is emotionally secure enough to show his real self, and not the version of himself he thinks is the most desirable. That authenticity is magnetic. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable, you also give her permission to do the same. It's a mutual exchange where both of you share your deepest emotions, struggles, and dreams. This kind of emotional sharing fosters empathy, understanding, and connection. It allows you both to be your true selves without fear of judgment or rejection. The emotional intimacy that comes from being vulnerable with each other strengthens the relationship because it creates a safe space for both of you to grow together. Let's not forget that vulnerability also allows a woman to see that you are not perfect. Perfection is not what women are looking for. They are looking for someone who is real, someone who is willing to embrace their flaws and learn from them. When you show vulnerability, you acknowledge your imperfections, and that's incredibly attractive. Women admire men who can admit their mistakes, apologize when necessary, and learn from their experiences. It shows maturity and emotional depth, qualities that are crucial in any meaningful relationship. Vulnerability also opens the door for her to feel safe in expressing herself. It's a two-way street. When you are emotionally available, she feels more comfortable opening up to you, knowing she won't be judged for sharing her emotions. Women appreciate a partner who listens and understands without trying to fix everything or dismiss their feelings. Vulnerability in a relationship creates a balance between emotional give and take. When you show your vulnerability, she is more likely to reciprocate, creating a dynamic where both of you feel heard, validated, and emotionally supported. Being vulnerable doesn't mean you have to spill your heart out every time something goes wrong, but it does mean being willing to be real with her, even when it's uncomfortable. It's about being emotionally present and open and showing her that you're not afraid to connect on a deeper level. Women are drawn to men who have the courage to be emotionally vulnerable because it shows that they have the capacity for deep emotional connection. And that connection, rooted in vulnerability, is far more powerful than any physical attraction. When you let go of the need to be perfect and embrace your true self, flaws and all, you create a relationship built on authenticity and emotional depth. You show her that you are emotionally strong enough to be open and real, and that emotional security is incredibly attractive. So, the next time you feel the urge to hide behind a tough exterior or keep your emotions in check, remember this: vulnerability is not a weakness. It is a powerful emotional turn on that draws women in and creates a bond that goes beyond physical attraction. It's about showing up as your true self, flaws and all, and inviting her to do the same. That's the kind of connection that lasts,